sounds.
Mine sounds the same. Have you started yet? I thought you were tough. I thought you were asleep.
What's up? It is the Prime Extended Kut, party people. What's that even mean? We got a whole show of Prime going solo right now. Ah, yeah. Tell you what, I wanted to do it, for the first time in my indoor studio, but I am not done with that indoor studio, so I am out in Prime Studios in the garage where it is freezing cold. I hate to start with weather, but man, it is like snowing, which is going to turn to ice, and there's going to be 40 and 50 mile an hour wind gusts, and temperatures are going to feel like negative 30 or something like that. I don't know. It's cold. It is cold. Can you see my breath? Anyway. All right. But hey, I'm here for you anyway with the Prime Extended Kut. And you know what? It wouldn't be right if I didn't talk about NFL football. Am I wrong? Nah, I am damn right on that one. What up, party people? There's Nancy. We got Chris. All right, all my Raider Nation family up in here. Hell yeah! Thank you very good. Thank you very much, guys, for taking a peek here. But the first thing I'll go ahead and tell you. There's a couple of things I want to talk about, and I am going to talk about Myles Garrett. I am also going to talk about NFL free agency today. So, all right. Well, as I reported, you may have seen it in the morning show. Myles Garrett went into the NFL offices and petitioned his indefinite suspension. And indeed, that suspension was not, it was indefinite. They didn't know how long it was going to be, but it wasn't very long. It was just to the end of the season, apparently, because they didn't make the playoffs. So he just missed the last, 6 games of the season. Now, he's reinstated. And I tell you what, man, the Cleveland Browns, they definitely missed his presence there on the defensive end, going later into the season. But he's back now. And in fact, I think it's the right thing, too. What up, Raymond? I think it's the right thing, too. Myles Garrett should be back in the facility. He should be working with his team. He should be being able to practice and do whatever and be part of the team. He should not be suspended. Mason Rudolph was the quarterback involved in that. And if you watch that, I wish I could show that video clip right now. I wish I could show it right now because, in fact, Mason Rudolph is responsible for that whole fight. Yeah, he took him down, but it's football. Of course, people get tackled. And it wasn't even like a super hard tackle. No. Myles Garrett basically laid him down. And then, I don't know, somebody said something. And then some tempers flared up. Next thing you know, Mason Rudolph is trying to rip Myles Garrett's helmet off. And in the end, after all of this, Mason Rudolph gets no games. Gets 0 suspension. He doesn't play for a couple games, but that was on the Steelers coaching staff. Mason Rudolph didn't get in any trouble whatsoever. Meanwhile, Myles Garrett, who swings the helmet, he swung the helmet. Somebody said he hit him with the soft piece, like he hit him with an ear pad or something Anyway. But he did swing the helmet, and he served 6 games, and I think that is plenty. So Myles Garrett is going to be back doing what he does best, and that's pressuring quarterbacks and stopping the run. That's what he's going to do. And I think that's absolutely right. I mean, if you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. I mean, tell me, how many games do you think Myles Garrett should have served? Was 6 games enough? Was 6 games too many? Or was 6 games not enough? Yeah. Yeah. What up, Jeff? What up, Dare? Right on, right on. So, Myles Garrett's back in the NFL, and I like it. That's the bottom line right there. That's the bottom line. The Cleveland Browns are a better team with him. Now, of course, in the meantime, I do want to talk about some quarterbacks. Yeah. Some quarterbacks are going to be entering free agency. And there's some pretty big names on that list, and I haven't given you that prime cut on those quarterbacks. No. First one I'm going to tackle. First one. Who's the first quarterback we should talk about? Yeah, I agree. 6 was good. I didn't see him serving anymore either. I mean, I figured after 6 games, after the end of the season, I mean, there was no real reason to keep him suspended, especially because I don't think he was responsible 100%, if you will. I think Mason Rudolph started that fight. And no, he is not, what's his name, Montez? Perfect? Oh, man, perfect. That dude, he was dirty as hell for a minute now, but now he wears that silver and black, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But, I like Perfect, though. I'm not going to kid you, man. If I had to put together my prime team, like the whole team of all the guys that I think are just fantastic, that really play football the way I think it should be played, which is tough, Yeah, Perfect's on that team. Starting right there at outside linebacker, dude. Like, oh, man. Yeah, if we go all time, I'll even say Bill Romanowski. Because Bill Romanowski used to, oh, man, I just love a linebacker that hits people. Lawrence Taylor, good Lord. Come on now. Perfect is great. I don't care. Perfect is great. I hope he gets to play again soon. But let's talk about some of these quarterbacks. I mean, some Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees, Dak Prescott. He ain't going nowhere. Ryan Tannehill. That is a great question, Dare. I'll say that. Why wasn't Mason Rudolph suspended? I don't know. He seemed equally responsible for that entire conflict. So, to me, he should have been suspended for at least a few games. Can I get a 2? Can I get a 3-game suspension? But no, he got nothing. So I think Myles Garrett serving 6 games was way too many. Man, they should have gave that man 3 games and he should have been back on the field. Because they didn't give anything to Mason Rudolph. Where's Mason Rudolph going to be next year? Yeah, is Ben coming back? Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But I'm going to actually start with Ryan Tannehill. Quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, formerly of the Miami Dolphins. And boy, did he dodge a bullet when he got out of Miami. I mean, I guess the Super Bowl was there, so that's cool. But, man, they were arguably one of the worst team in football until Fitzmagic got hot, is what happened there, and Miami won a couple games. But is it quarterback privilege? Is there such thing as quarterback privilege? I mean, there's obviously some quarterback privilege in the NFL. But, I mean, Mason Rudolph, is he even worthy of quarterback privilege? Like, does he get that? Does Mason did? Yeah, that's right. This is the extended. If you're just joining us, like Lucy here, this is the Prime Extended Kut. The Prime Extended Kut. So I'm just talking about a few things NFL, and we're seeing how it goes. And I admit I was gonna do this show inside, indoor studio in process right now. But I did not get that done, so I am here in the frozen tundra of the Midwest, live, bringing it to you cold. All right. But, I mean, whew, quarterback privilege. Now, I definitely think that there is quarterback privilege in the NFL. I think there are guys that that get the call. I mean, is it more than just getting calls, though? Is it really not getting suspended or not having to suffer the consequences of shining XFL? I'll talk about the XFL like in maybe 2, 3, maybe never. I don't know. The XFL is so hard, man. There's nobody on them teams that I know. Oh, shucks. I had to read all of that one because I do love me some Burfict too. Absolutely. And I mean, before he was a Raider, he was a Bengal. And he was real bad there. I thought he cleaned up his act a bit when he became a Raider. I mean, when Burfict was a Bengal, that dude was, oh man, he was laying out Steelers left and right. I mean, he was almost single-handedly responsible for the feud between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because Burfict he didn't fuck around. That's just how that was. Burfict is a bad, bad man. And, man, yeah, I'm actually glad he's a Raider. And Gruden is the kind of coach that can make him straighten up and fly straight towards the helmet of a player. But, man. But yeah, getting back to those quarterbacks, I'm a little bit all over the place, because I'm going to respond to your comments and I'm going to talk about the topics that I set out. So I hope you guys have fun with me here on Wednesday nights with the Prime Extended Kut. If I could spit that out, real easy for me to say, right? But yeah, Ryan Tannehill, and he's a free agent, man. He got to the Tennessee Titans. Didn't even start at first. In fact, he took the starting job from another free agent to be Marcus Mariota, and now Tannehill is he got that starting job, and they went on that run, and that with Derrick Henry, boy, they ended up going to the playoffs and upsetting some folks. Man, I know Baltimore Raven fans don't want to talk about it. Not at all. But Ryan Tannehill, now, is he good enough? Is he a good enough quarterback for them to keep? Is he franchise quarterback material, Ryan Tannehill? I mean, Miami didn't think so. But now with the Tennessee Titans and Frank Reich, or not Frank Reich, but, that coach. Anyway, the coach of the Titans. Yeah. Does he see Ryan Tannehill as the quarterback he wants to go through an entire next season with? I mean, they've got to lock up Derrick Henry, who's also a free agent, and that man earned his money. I guarantee he's the number one pick in fantasy football next year, Derrick Henry. But Ryan Tannehill, on the other hand, I don't see him going anywhere, honestly. I think he is going to stay with the Titans. I think they are going to roll the dice with him. I think Ryan Tannehill showed a bit of what they were looking for last season, although there were games where the man didn't complete more than 80 yards in passing. So, Ryan Tannehill, a little scary on that. But then there were times when they did call on him, and he throws a good post pattern. He throws a good flag pattern. He doesn't have a bad ball. It's a catchable ball and all that kind of good stuff, man. So Ryan Tannehill, I think, ultimately is going to stay with the Tennessee Titans. I don't think they're going to go anywhere. I think they're going to bring that entire sort of backfield back with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback and with Derrick Henry at running back. So, and I think that's going to tie up all of their money. So those bum wide receivers they got there, except for that one rookie, whatever. Yeah, the Titans are going to they might be in a little bit of trouble. I don't know if they're going to have the same kind of success next year that they had this year, because this year, I admit, was a fluke. No one saw that coming. No one saw Ryan Tannehill taking Mariota's spot, and nobody saw Derrick Henry going buck crazy. I kind of saw it. I knew Derrick Henry had that kind of game in him. I just didn't know it would be like game after game after game after game. You know what I'm saying? Like, whew. Oh, wow. So Derrick Henry made Tannehill? Well, man, I tell you, any quarterback in the NFL their best friend is the play action. So if you have a decent running back, then yeah, they're definitely going to help. They're definitely going to help. Especially, there's going to be 8 men in the box to stop Derrick Henry. There's going to be 9 men in the box sometimes. So yeah, it's got to be easy to throw over the top. It's just when Tannehill was called to throw over the top, he did that. He did that. I watched that live. So yeah, if you don't know, I am Prime, and my favorite team is my fantasy team. I watch all football. I try to watch as much of NFL possible. It's my jam. Yeah, I mean, now it's the off season, so I'm taking a little break. I don't have time for this XFL stuff. No, man. I've been too invested in the NFL to start going, whew, man, I need a moment to breathe. We got the Combine coming up, and after the Combine, we have the draft, where I will be live at the draft. If you didn't know, now you know. We'll be going live. The Prime Extended Kut will be coming live from Las Vegas, baby. Yes, sir. I'm happy about that. You don't even know. I might do it right there on the strip. I don't even care. I'll be right in the middle of the street rocking my Super Bowl jersey. Like, what team is that? And I'll be like, it's the damn Super Bowl. And I don't care. I'll be right there going live. Hell yeah. In fact, I'll carry all you guys to all the crazy stuff that Prime does over there. I just went third person. My bad, guys. All the crazy stuff that I do in Vegas, I will have you guys right along with me the whole time. But ultimately, I think Tennessee sticks with Tannehill. Unless they can get a guy like Teddy Bridgewater. Now, it's still football. It's still football. XFL is real football. I saw it. I actually watched some of it. The DC Defenders and whatnot. And Seattle Dragons, I think it was. Yeah, Thanks, Chris. I guess, I had to read that one. That was a little bit long there. I'm like, where's he going with this rock and roll country? Well, unless have you ever heard me karaoke? That's a whole nother story. No, but ultimately, XFL is real football, but I ain't got time for it. I need a break. I need a moment to breathe before I'm getting ready for next season is what I'm getting ready for. I'm getting ready for next season. I got no time for XFL. They don't even have fantasy football yet. I mean, even if they do, who are you going to draft? Like, that one guy? Is it like the one guy that almost started for the Steelers? I think there was a Landry Jones. Oh man, where did he play? I think he was a Steeler. Anyway. Oh, there's X-Raiders in the XFL? Well, I'm sure there's some players. I just haven't heard of them. But ultimately, I think Tennessee sticks with Ryan Tannehill. I do. And moving on, I'm going to get off Ryan Tannehill here. I do have to also bring up Drew Brees. Drew Brees is actually, he's a free agent. Now, there's also another quarterback that they have in-house. They have 2 other quarterbacks in-house for the Saints. Was that Taysom Hill? Who names their kid Taysom? Like, name him Tom, name him Tim, name him Jason. But don't name him Taysom, but they did that. Anyway, Taysom Hill, the quarterback, he's like a halfback. He's a football player. That's what he is. He's a football player. And I don't know if he is ready to take over the starting role for the New Orleans Saints. All right. And I didn't just see the news where it says it's going to be -4. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the temperatures or the cold. I'll get to Dak. But right now I'm talking about Drew Brees. And, man, could you imagine Drew Brees in any other uniform than a Saints uniform? I mean, he's got so many weapons there. He's got, is Jared Cook there? I think Jared Cook is there. But I know Michael Thomas is there. And I know Alvin Kamara is there. I mean, there are weapons. I mean, Hey, I picked them to actually win the NFC, I think. I think I did. I feel like I did. But, because I thought they were a machine, dude. I can't believe they lost to the Vikings in the playoffs, man. Like, man, that team is talented down there in New Orleans, you know. And Drew Brees is the reason behind that, man. Drew Brees and yeah, and all the guys they got there, and of course, you know, and the coach, everybody, you know. I don't think I can see them letting go of Drew Brees. What he is, I mean, he's the Katrina quarterback. After Katrina, they went and won the Super Bowl and dedicated the Super Bowl to the city of New Orleans. You don't trade that guy. You don't let that guy go. I mean, I know football is a business. Oh, wow. If Drew Brees went back to San Diego, or not San Diego, I still want to call him San Diego. I don't care. I know they're in Los Angeles, but nobody else does. So, yeah, man, they might as well be San Diego Chargers. They just secretly play in Los Angeles, and no one knows, except for the opposing team. Anyway, man, if Drew Brees went back to the Chargers, holy smokes. Because it's not like those guys are slouches on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, they got two good running backs, you know. Melvin Gordon? Yeah. And Austin Eckler? Yeah. Man, those guys are good. Not to mention Hunter Henry, the tight end, and the wide receiver. They got a wide receiver over there, too. I don't have notes in front of me, guys, so you got to pardon me sometimes. But ultimately, man, if Drew Brees went there, I could see that. Wow, Chris, that's a real good call out right there. I could see Drew Brees going back to Los Angeles with those weapons. And then what does New Orleans do? Do they stick with Teddy Bridgewater? He won 5 games for him last year. I've never had a lot of stock in Teddy Bridgewater, even when he was a Viking, you know. And then he broke his leg in practice, and then who knows? But or Taysom Hill, you know. I don't know. I think Bridgewater's going to get some offers as a free agent. He's going to get some offers. There are teams that need a quarterback, and I think he's going to be on that list of potential quarterbacks, you know. So I think they can't really get rid of Drew, and I'm not sure Taysom Hill is there yet. I mean, I really like him as a player. I'm not going to kid you, you know? Like, he's a really fun player to watch because he lines up everywhere as quarterback, running back, wide receiver, you know, halfback, whatever. You know, he does a little bit of everything, and that's really cool. McGloin! Anyway, Marquette King. Ooh. Yeah, he was a punter once. Anyway. Yeah, I thought he was still a punter. He was like the most flamboyant punter I've ever seen, man. Like I understand if you kick a 50, 60, whatever, some odd yard punt, that's pretty cool. But you don't celebrate like you just, I don't know, scored a touchdown. You know? Like, you pinned him inside the 10. Go on about your day. Thanks, Marquette King. Or whatever. Yeah. Well, no, he hasn't played a full season since he broke his leg. But in the games that he has played, especially just last season, in those 5 games, he looked really good. And they didn't skip a beat. In fact, yeah, he went 5-0 during that time. He's a good part of the reason why the Saints even made the playoffs when Drew Brees went down. You know. But one thing about Drew Brees, and I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but he is fantastic during the regular season. Fantastic. But lately, in the postseason, Drew Brees has been a bit of a liability. He's thrown more interceptions in the playoffs as of late, I'd say in the last 2-3 years. And there are times where it doesn't look like he has the arm strength or the athleticism to really take that team to the next level. I like the kickoff rules in the XFL. Man, Yeah, go ahead. Put everybody right there, like 10 yards from each other. That way you don't have that whole, like, I'm going to run 50 yards and whammo right into somebody and all the potential injuries there. I think, yeah, save those injuries and do that 10-yard, that XFL kickoff rule. I think that's the only thing, well, not the only thing, but that's one thing the NFL should definitely, they should use that. They should borrow that, you know. Maybe they try it in preseason or something. I think it looks kind of goofy, but, you know, it's better than taking out kickoffs. I mean, right now, like 80% of kickoffs seem like they're going in the end zone. So, I mean, let's get a play, you know. Don't just kick it into the end zone. I want to see the guy catch it and run, and everyone else has to tackle him or he scores a touchdown. You know, it's like one of the most exciting plays in football is a kickoff return. You know, you can't take that out of the game. And they've essentially done that by moving up the kicking spot, you know, and now most kickoffs go into the end zone in the NFL. So, yeah, I think, but ultimately going back, I think those 5 games that Teddy Bridgewater played and won are enough in conjunction with his previous resume to the injury, even though I don't think it was that good. I mean, I've never had a lot of, I mean, was he at a St. Louis or something like that? St. Louis? No. Louisville. I think, or Rutgers or something like that. I forget. Anyway, yeah. I don't think Teddy Bridgewater is just generally that great personally. But anyway, he did win 5 games, and I think he is going to move on. There's no way that they're going to keep him. And I know that Sean Payton really likes Taysom Hill. Sean Payton likes him a lot. He uses him all over the field. And, yeah, so Drew Brees is most likely going to stay, I think, as they bring Taysom Hill a little bit farther along. And they let go of Teddy Bridgewater. Or he goes to the Chargers. So, who knows? So, man, speaking of the Chargers, they have cut ties with Phillip Rivers. And I know Raider fans. Phillip Rivers, you know, you don't like him, and I understand that. But there is one thing that, you know, as football fans, I hope everyone understands is that, you know, game recognizes game. It doesn't matter what jersey you're wearing. Game recognizes game. And as much as I hate to say it, I mean, Phillip Rivers, he's a good quarterback. Or he was. I mean, especially with LaDainian Tomlinson and the tight end. Oh man. He's thrown a lot of time. He's better than Eli Manning. I mean, who would you rather have? Not right now, but say in their prime, in their absolute prime, would you rather have Eli Manning or Phillip Rivers? Ultimately, I think I would go with Phillip Rivers. Eli Manning, yeah, he won Super Bowls, but how many people talk about those defenses on those New York teams? You know, those defenses won those Super Bowls. That and David Tyree's helmet. But, yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing about divisional football, Chris, is that everybody knows how everybody plays in that division. In fact, teams are built league-wide. In each division, teams are generally built to play against the teams in those divisions. You know. I know, man, Phillip Rivers has like 1,000 kids and wears a bolo tie and talks trash the whole time. I mean, ultimately, it's not my kind of dude, you know, like, nah, you don't wear a bolo tie. Come on, man. What is this? The Wild West, the 1800s? Something like, when I think John Travolta wore one in Pulp Fiction. And what year was that? Who knows? That was like the 70s or something. Who knows? So, man, but Phillip Rivers is gone. In fact, he doesn't even live in California anymore. He moved his entire family over to Florida. So, I don't know. Maybe he wants to be a Dolphin. Maybe he wants to be a Buck. I don't think he's going to be a Buck. No, I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to be a Buck. No, Bruce Arians is there, coach of the Bucks, and That guy, I mean, he's revived a couple of like old quarterbacks' careers before. Don't get me wrong. If you recall, he got Carson Palmer late in his career. He got Kurt Warner late in his career. No, wait a minute. Did he coach Kurt Warner? I don't know, but Kurt Warner went there late. So I don't know. Bruce Arians, he has that way about him. Man, he likes those old quarterbacks, but no, man, I don't think Phillip Rivers has the arm strength to be a quarterback for Bruce Arians, man. They want to throw that ball downfield. Way downfield. Hey, Godwin. Hey, that other wide receiver. Man. Got that herbal. Jamarcus Russell. Nah, just kidding. So, yeah. I don't think, a Jaguar? Well, man, it's going to be a revolving door for the Jaguars for a while. They thought they had the guy. I thought they had the guy. You know? Well, when they got the quarterback from Philadelphia, man. Yeah. All right, Travolta was cool, and yeah, Rivers does look like a hick. We are clear on that one. But, anyhow, let's go ahead and talk about. I don't know. The options for Rivers are somewhat limited. I'm not sure that anyone's going to buy in on an aging, unathletic quarterback like Phillip Rivers. I think he made a lot of dumb decisions recently in games that cost him games. I mean, yeah. I mean, it is said that Phillip Rivers is responsible for 4 of those losses all by himself. All by himself. You know? He's too much guessing downfield or something like that. Who knows? So, Phillip Rivers, I think his next stop is going to be in the broadcast booth. I think that guy is going to be analyzing games, on one of those channels that plays them. They haven't called me yet. I don't know why. I like to analyze games. Anyway. But maybe they don't like the fact that I'm on the herbal on the syrup during the games. All right. That's tasty. So, yeah, Phillip Rivers and his, 1,300 kids and his wife are now in Florida, and I think, yeah, he'll be broadcasting soon. Let's talk about Dak Prescott. Technically, Dak Prescott is a free agent. Dallas has made an offer, somewhere around $33 million. $33 million for Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott said, no, thank you. What? Who does Dak Prescott think he is? Does he really think he's worth more than $33 million? Boom. You got it, White. But Dak Prescott worth $33 million? The answer? No. No. Just last year, the Cowboys were said to have all this talent. They were picked to win their division. A division with the Washington Redskins, which were a dumpster fire all year, the whole year. They were terrible. A division with the Giants. They benched Eli Manning, went with Daniel Jones. They were horrible. Man, there was a time last year, I remember, when if your team played the Giants, that was your get-right game. That's how bad they were. They were everybody's get-right game, the New York Giants. The Philadelphia Eagles, man, they were playing practice guys. Bringing you, Mr. Jackson, you come on up. Not Deshaun Jackson. No. Deshaun Jackson would have really helped that team. I like Deshaun Jackson. D-Jack, he's part of my prime squad right there. Anyway, they had bums rolling out in the field in those Philadelphia Eagle uniforms. And Dallas still couldn't win the division. They still couldn't beat Philadelphia when it mattered. Dak Prescott, supposedly, excuse me, whoa. All right, I gotta give a big shout out to the Raider Nation in Peru. in Peru. What up in Lima, Peru? Hola, ¿cómo estás? That's all I got. Cinco cervezas, por favor. All right. What? Back in the day, one of my best friends was from Peru. So, big ups to Raider Nation, Peru. I'm Prime, and if you're just joining us, this is the Prime Extended Kut. I go league-wide. I'll talk about some Raiders, but I talk about the other teams too, man. I go all over. And right now, the Raiders don't have any free agent quarterbacks. Maybe they got a quarterback in trouble. Maybe they got a quarterback on the way out. But, yeah. Oh, and the NFC East is definitely going to... I mean, there were a lot of coaching moves made last year. Like, Ron Rivera is out of Carolina, which is kind of crazy. Dallas, Jason Garrett finally got the axe. Yeah. I mean, all across the league, there's some new coaching blood. So we're gonna see how it goes. But yeah, Dak Prescott, is he worth $33 million? No, but you know what's gonna happen? I'll tell you what's gonna happen. I think Dak Prescott, he's gonna be franchise tagged. Yeah, they're gonna do him like the Washington Redskins did Kirk Cousins. They're just gonna franchise tag him for a couple years until finally they don't, and then he's out. Because there's one thing about the franchise tag in NFL players. Like, if you get that franchise tag year after year after year, you really don't. I mean, you can get more money. You're getting like the top end, but average of what you could get. I mean, that's why Kirk Cousins left Washington and got paid. Went to the Vikings and like $80 million. Like, wow, guaranteed. Wow. It's only Kirk Cousins. What do you say? You like that? You'd like that when you get $80 million. You damn right. A.B. Antonio Brown? Somebody, oh man, why do you want to bring up Antonio Brown? That man got problems. He needs to work. He needs some time on the couch is what Antonio Brown needs. Man, I hope he comes back because he's a fantastic football player, but he's got to get his mind right. As soon as that dude friggin' dyed his sideburns blue and his mustache white, I was like, he's crazy. He's crazy. Antonio Brown. Yeah. But no, Dak Prescott, he's going to end up hating Jerry Jones and hating the Cowboys. Because, he thinks he's worth that much. I mean, he's got to think he's worth that much. He's a quarterback in the NFL. But is he? No. Man, talk about running backs that made the running back. Someone said Derrick Henry made Ryan Tannehill. Man, without Ezekiel Elliott, the team had like no offense. Without your old Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper got there. He was like, I like throwing to Amari. And then Amari was like, oh my gosh, I can catch again. And then he got hurt. And then the ball didn't go anywhere in Dallas. Yeah. Where's Dak Prescott when you need him? Where's Dak Prescott when you got to put the team on your shoulders and carry that team to victory? Dak's not there. Dak's not. $33 million. But here's what'll happen. He'll get franchise tagged, and then when he finally does get out, he's going to make a grip. He's going to make a put in jail. I don't want to put Dak Prescott in jail. It's not like stealing crab legs or nothing. No. But, no. So he's going to end up hating Jerry Jones. He's going to end up hating the Star. He's going to end up hating Dallas. Dak's going to get just strangled by the franchise tag for probably the next couple of years. And by the time he finally gets out, he'll probably lose a step by then. It'll be sad. It'll be sad. Well, I haven't talked about the elephant in the room. And I'm not going to yet. because there is another quarterback in the state of Florida that is a free agent, and that's Jameis Winston. Talk about stealing crab legs. Jameis Winston. That's a transition right there. See, I mentioned that, we shouldn't put Dak and Prescott in jail for stealing crab legs, but Jameis Winston actually stole some crab legs. See what yeah. Anyway, yeah. No, but no, Jameis Winston, the man, he will start the game off and throw a beautiful pass to the other team that ends up being a touchdown for the other team. Jameis Winston will throw an interception quicker than you can go and get some nachos. Jameis Winston loves an interception, but that man also loves 450-yard passing games. The man also loves throwing, 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. And is he helping the team win? Is he helping the team lose? Nobody knows. But if Bruce Arians could do some quarterback whispering stuff, all them yards and all them touchdowns, if you can keep that, get rid of all them interceptions, maybe teach that man some discipline or how to read a defense, because he's got all the freaking athletic arm talent in the world. Jameis Winston is a stud, but he is not the brightest bulb in the marquee, I tell you that much. That guy, he's slow. I won't call him, the one where I'm just saying he's slow. Jameis Winston is slow. But man, he can throw a football through a brick wall. Man, should you target a wide receiver, a good receiver in free agency? Absolutely. Terrell Williams is a number. I think he's a better 2 than he is a 1. So if you can get a number 1, whether through free agency or draft, there are some wide receivers in the draft. Then absolutely, man, get that wide receiver. Get a number 1. And then put Terrell Williams at the number 2. And there you go. I think he just had a birthday. I wonder, Terrell Williams and Josh Jacobs had birthdays that are pretty close. Do you think they had a one big birthday party? You think Terrell Williams and Josh Jacobs had one big birthday party since their birthdays are only days apart? And, I don't know. That's what I would do. Because, I'm about to be at the draft in April in Las Vegas. And the best thing about the draft is you are literally watching young men become millionaires instantly. Just wow. Man, your whole life just changed. Your whole tax bracket just changed. Man, your debit card changed. Everything changes. And now, man. So anyway. Jameis Winston, I don't know if he's going to walk or they're going to get rid of him. I think Bruce Arians can work with him. If anything, they've ridden this long with him. It's not like he got benched for anyone else. They did start Fitzmagic. I'm not sure. I haven't done a lot of draft analysis yet. I'm going to wait till after the combine and see how things shake out a bit, Johnny. Ultimately, I think a wide receiver is a definite need for the Raiders. And as I was saying earlier, I think with Williams, he's a better number 2 than he is a number 1. And Hunter Renfro's a stud, dude. He's a stud. He's a stud. Man, I like those football players from Clemson for some odd reason. I think they got a football factory going on right now. Can't wait for that quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, to come out. Woo-wee. I tell you what, he's going to light it up. Anyway, Anyway, so Hunter Renfro, I think he's a stud. He's a 3 though. He's your third wide receiver. He's your slot wide receiver. You put Terrell Williams at number 2, and you go out and you draft, or you find in free agency because AJ Green is a free agent this year. Do you think AJ Green would be would look good in the silver and black? Why not? He's coming off injury, but I hate to say he seems like the kind of player that's gonna bounce back and be just right. I know, man. Y'all drafted a bunch of Clemson Tigers, man, for real. Last year, and hey, keep on keeping on, man. They I don't care. They lost this year to LSU, but man, that was a game. That was a game. Oh man. So I think, yeah, Jameis Winston most likely is just going to stay where he is. You know. But now I will address that one guy. You know who I'm talking about. Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady. Man, he dropped that commercial for Hulu, and all he dropped, like on his Instagram, it was just a picture of him wearing like a 3/4 length pea coat, because he's stylish or something, you know, and just black and white and like kind of just sad, you know, and everyone's like, oh, he's gone, he's leaving New England, he's breaking up with Belichick. Man, I hope so. But I tell you what, I've said it. I said it for a long time, and now I'm hearing more people say what I've said. And I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I've been calling Tom Brady a system quarterback for years now. Years. And now people are stealing my argument. A.J. Green, that's what I'm talking about. I know Robbie Anderson, though, is flaky, dude. Like, Robbie Anderson, he's inconsistent. That's my issue with Robbie Anderson. Ultimately, and yeah, I don't think he has the route discipline to be a good number one. I don't think Robbie Anderson has that. But A.J. Green, on the other hand, is tried and true. That man is proven. Robbie Anderson, it's like he showed up for the Jets sometimes, but not all the time. He was not like, 16 games, solid. And I get you. Even your major players, your best players, don't have absolutely 16 games of gold, But Robbie Anderson would just fall off for longer periods of time, I think, that are comfortable. If you want to just line them up, AJ Green or Robbie Anderson, I'm going to take AJ Green every time. I don't know about you guys, but AJ Green is a better wide receiver than Robbie Anderson. Although Robbie Anderson can be explosive. He can. I've seen it. He was on my fantasy team for a hot minute, So, but man, Tom Brady. And then there were all kinds of rumors. There's all kinds of chatter. Like, Tom Brady's gonna go, but man, the last one I heard was Tom Brady was gonna go play for Dallas. Like, they're trying to say Dallas had some interest in Tom Brady. I think that's just Dallas putting some pressure on Dak Prescott to go ahead and get that deal signed, even though he's not going to take it. They're going to franchise him. But, there have been so many rumors about Tom Brady becoming a Raider. Like, people forget. Like no one remembers the Tuck rule, or they cleared off the snow. You don't clear off the snow on any football field during a game. Maybe during halftime you do something for the whole field, but you don't do that. Like, break out a damn snowplow and clear off. It's like a skid loader. Man. Eventually, teams in the NFL will start going after players from the XFL. That's what it basically is because these guys are college players that didn't get drafted, or NFL players that didn't quite make it. NFL players that got cut. So yeah, man, if they go out and they show they've got they got a 10-week season. If they show they got something, then yeah, they'll probably get picked up in the NFL. Even He Hate Me got to the NFL from the old XFL. So, yeah. But man, I admit, I don't like Tom Brady. I don't. I do think he cheats, and I do think he's a system quarterback. And I do think if you look at the records of Matt Castle, of Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy Garoppolo. The quarterback in Indianapolis. They all came from that New England system. They all won in that New England system. Even the year Matt Castle won, I think they went 11-5 when Matt Castle went in, and they didn't make the playoff, they didn't make the playoffs because of a tiebreaker or something like that. I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird year. It was an off year, but they still won 11 games. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. Thank you, Jacoby Brissett. Man, Jacoby Brissett was damn near undefeated. I think he might have lost like 2 games. Yeah. While he was a New England Patriot. Tell me, man, part of me thinks, not even part of me, all of me thinks that any quarterback that is in that system, with their short throws and their screens, and their little wide receivers that they have in their slot, Wes Welker, Julian Edelman. I think all those in their tight ends, I think all those quarterbacks are average at best, but they look better than they actually are because they played in that Patriot system, man. I'm not gonna kid you. So then you take Tom Brady. Imagine that guy going to a new team, learning a new language, getting to know, just new habits, man. Like, I'm sure Tom Brady probably knows every vendor, every maintenance guy, all the people that work in that stadium. Tom Brady is familiar with, But if you go somewhere else, and when you're stuck in your ways because you're a 30-something-year-old quarterback, I don't know. Man. But then again, could he be a Raider? Could Tom Brady be a Raider? Well, part of me thinks it is possible. I think Gruden's little West Coast offense could be run masterfully by Tom Brady. Because that's what Tom Brady did in New England. It's not going to change. You can dip and dunk. Woohoo. Let players make plays. Oh, yeah. Tommy Gunn. Yeah, Tommy Maddox. Man, Dare went. He wrote a novel. You have to see more. I don't know if I'm going to see more. But I don't know if Tom Brady is actually going to go anywhere. I think he's most likely going to retire a Patriot. I don't think he's going to go to Vegas. For a second, I could entertain the thought of Gruden coaching him up. And, not coaching him up, but basically, letting him do what he does. And he could, throw the ball to Josh Jacobs. And, Tom Brady, I tell you what, Tom Brady would probably get more than Carwill out of Hunter Renfrow. You heard me. Hunter Renfrow would be better served by a better quarterback. Yeah, so I tell you what, I want to thank everybody who has joined me this evening. This is Prime with the Prime Extended Kut, part of your Raider Reaction crew. Once again, I will be live at the draft in Las Vegas. If you're going to be there, find me. I'll be doing my thing. My phone will be out the whole time. Be like, I'm live. I don't know if anyone remembers my Kansas City footage. It's going to be a lot like that, except I'll be less drunk, I think. But, man, it'll only be for 2 years, but I don't think I really just don't think that any good, whoever the Raider door guy is going to see Tom Brady coming up and he's going to lock the door and just look at him like, what? What? You can't come in here. You can't come in here. So, I'll send that message to Tom Brady right now. Tom Brady, when it comes to Las Vegas, nah, you can't come in here. All right, Raider Homer. All right. In Vegas, I will guarantee one night of full on drunk, full on drunk. It gets live, dude. It gets live. I'm telling you, Kansas City was crazy. Big ups to that KC Raider Nation throwing that party in that place where I don't know. Those drinks were strong. Talking about liquor, son. Get that Urple, that syrup. Anyway. Nah, but thanks for tuning in. This is Prime with the Extended Kut. I'll be back next Wednesday. We're going to do this again. I'm going to do this all off season. So, I don't know. What? Get a spank in Las Vegas? What? No. What? Get spanked? No. I'm not getting spanked. I'm not that kind of guy. I do the spanking. No, I'm kidding. Love you, honey. Tune in every Wednesday night with the Prime Extended Kut. I'm going league-wide. I will talk about your Raiders. I will talk about all of football. I'll even talk a little about the XFL. Well, just a little. I might talk about some UFC. Anyone see that boring-ass fight with, with John Jones? Anyway, you gotta beat a champion. You can't win by decision against a champion. You gotta beat a champion. I'm Prime, and I'm out.